Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody. This is Phil Jones. I wrote a book called Exactly What to Say, The Magic Words for Influence and Impact. I wish we had Phil Jones on the show. We don't. But we're going to talk about Phil Jones and his book that is on Amazon. I'm looking right now, $9.49. If you are in sales, hopefully you're listening to the first part of our show here, because I'm going to give you some valuable nuggets. We just came from a training over at Keller Williams. And what it talked about, for example, is that when you're sitting down with a client and you're doing a presentation or whatever stage you are in the sales process, if you're having to think about what to say next in the moment,
that's too late.
It's too late.
Too late.
So what he talks about is step one, if you want to have greater success in sales or just in the art of persuasion in general, even in your personal life.
Or just the art of communication.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even call it persuasion, just communicating effectively.
Well, everything's persuasion because do you rather have a personal conversation with somebody that that's interesting and you want to be in a conversation with?
Yes.
Or somebody that's annoying and irritating?
I would run from someone that's annoying and irritating.
That's called persuasion.
Okay.
And persuasion is not some dirty word. It just means you're in sync, you're in rapport. And so here's your number one tip, salespeople. If you want to make 2025 more productive, what you got to do is practice and memorize and internalize what you want to say in that presentation before the presentation. One of the things he says, and we all know this because this is not new for sales training, is ask a lot of questions, right? He's even taking it to the next level. Stop using the word why. Why do we want to stop using the word why, Adrienne?
Well, the connotations behind it puts that person on the defense.
Yeah.
So that's just that's not really the best
I don't know if there's
way
any
to approach it.
Connotations, but whenever, like, when you came home late at night, what did your mom say?
Why were you late?
When you didn't clean your room, what did your parents say?
Why didn't you clean your room?
When you didn't get whatever it is you needed to do in your life and somebody close to you came with, did they always start with the word why? So it was always following a situation where you're having some challenges in. So if you bring that into the sales conversation, either consciously or subconsciously,
you're pulling in that negativity.
You're creating more resistance, more objections subconsciously. So
what are some better words that we can use, Attilio?
How or what? Those are what we call action words.
How or what?
How would you, in your selling of your home, instead of saying, why do you want to sell? Why do you want to sell? Why is your room a mess? Why did you come home so late? It's all lumped in. But instead we say, tell us about how your last home selling experience was. What did you like about it? That's better than saying, why do you want to sell?
Yes,
and
I agree.
The last two things I will leave you with is two words. There is contact, which is we're making contact with somebody and trying to convert them. And then there's context. As salespeople, we we get straight into contact. We're trying to give content.
Well, we're telling instead of asking.
When we need to focus on the context, which is who is that person.
Colette also gave us a nice little acronym, as she always does.
Yes.
The WAIT.
Well, it's an acronym to use.
Yes.
When you're listening to listen or listening to say something. If you're listening to say something, you need to wait. And what does it stand for?
Why am I talking?
Why am I talking? So if you feel that you're about to say something and you're not being a good listener, wait.
Pause.
90% of the conversations, if you were to call me right now and say, hey, I'm interested in selling a home, 90% of my conversation with you, test me. It's going to be nothing to do about selling your home or anything. It's going to be about you, your kids, what's going on in your life. Tell me the context of your life. That's it.
That's it. And Attilio loves asking those questions. So speaking of someone who is excellent at asking questions about your investment property.
He is the Mr. Miyagi of property management.
That would be Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Yes. Hey, Duke.
Oh, thank you, Attilio-san and Adrienne-san.
Hi.
So property management is really easy. I take that back. It's really not easy.
Yeah.
But
You make it look easy.
You make it easy.
You make it look
when
easy.
you have an owner that knows what they want.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm an owner. I know that in order for a property manager to manage my house, I'm going to need certain things, information, how I want my rent to be paid, and all those specifics come into play. Just like you ask questions when you're going into a sale, we ask questions when we're going into a property management relationship. Mm-hmm. How do you want your rent paid? What kind of tenant are you looking for? Are you okay with pets in the house? Can people in Hawaii not wear shoes in your house, and are you okay with that? Is there pest control? Is there yard maintenance? How do you want that handled?
Yeah.
Are you okay with us setting your ACs up on a bi-yearly inspection or cleaning?
Nice.
There is like 15 or 20 questions we're going to ask when we walk into your house.
Yeah.
You know, when this carpet wears out, are you okay with changing it out with laminate, vinyl? And are you okay or prepared for those costs?
Yeah.
If there's a claim for insurance in your house, are we approved to speak on your behalf? You know, these are general questions, but as an owner of the house, you already take on all that information anyway.
Yes.
So you have to be prepared to pass that along to your property manager.
Yeah.
If your property manager does not ask these questions, you need to get another property manager.
Yeah. I think it's important too, because
simple.
When the stuff happens, if the owner is the only one that knows all of this stuff, then why do you have a property manager? You got the property manager should know all of this, because like water leaks, do they happen by appointment on the weekdays during the daytime?
No.
They happen
Of course
anytime.
not. Before 5 o'clock? No way.
They happen at the most inconvenient time.
3 in the
usually.
morning.
Yes.
Yeah, they wait until the weekend or Friday at 6
Middle of the
o'clock.
night. Yeah.
Yep. What happens if your garage door doesn't go up or it doesn't go down?
Yeah.
Who do you call? Right? Do you have a garage service that comes on the weekends? We do.
Yep.
You know, there's so much maintenance in a house.
Yeah.
And now that the houses in Hawaii average 1.2 million, you have to kind of put some effort into maintaining it.
And having solutions when stuff goes sideways.
Owners come in 3 shades of gray.
Yeah.
One shade of gray is do whatever it takes to take care of my house. Another shade of gray is how much does it cost, and let's go with the cheapest option.
Oh.
And the other shade of gray is I'm undecided. I don't know. You guys take care of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think it's important too, because what you said was, when you were saying all these things, I'm thinking of like, what is the homeowner's mindset and what is the renter's mindset? A homeowner's mindset is, I got to go fix all of this. This is my house. A renter's mindset is, I'm renting. This is not my problems. And if we don't solve that problem for the tenant quickly and effectively, they wanna leave, right?
Yep.
And then you got vacancy.
So these are questions that are important.
Yeah.
And it's important to our relationship with the owner. And we hold all that information and we take care of stuff without asking.
Yeah.
So that's what a property manager should do and want to do.
You guys are proactive versus reactive, especially with all these questions, so that you're prepared in order to make, the best decision for the homeowner and the home.
Right. So the career of a property manager is based solely in maintenance. It really is.
And service. Like you guys, all
everybody,
the property managers
everybody
there
can collect rent.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's the people that can do the repairs in a timely manner and keep your tenants happy. So, we renew 90% of the leases that we have every year. We just renew them. and then usually we add a small increase. And if you're in an HOA today, it's going to be a larger increase because of insurance and property taxes. But be prepared as an owner to answer those questions for your property manager so you can pass the authority to maintain the property to your PM.
Yeah, I think so, because that allows your PM to do it quickly.
That's right.
Quickly. Keep the tenants happy.
That's all we have for you for Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Thank you, Duke.
You know,
excellent updates.
I was talking to a wise old sage named Duke about property management. He said, Attilio, property manager who asks plenty questions provide good service.
Thank you, Duke.
I agree. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Duke.
All right, so that's Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management. And you can find out all about him and his team on the Experts We Trust. That's under the resource tab of teamlally.com.
Highly recommend you check out that resource tab on teamlally.com because we got a lot of stuff on there, DSTs, 1031s, a whole bunch of things. These are super popular topics, and we went deep on the pages in there. Last thing about Duke and his team, if you're an owner and you're doing and you're a FRBO,
for rent by owner.
For rent by owner, you learn by the mistakes that happen. Oh, I should do this. Oh, should I do that? With Duke and his team doing this 10 years, 1,300 doors, they already know what all the challenges are and can get you set up for success where small things don't turn into big things.
And the other thing that we've learned firsthand on the for rent by owners is they typically are charging
below market,
way below market, and they're leaving money on the table.
I would say I would be confident in saying that for the 10% that you don't want to pay for the property manager, you're probably about 15 to 20% below market on your rent. So you don't want to pay the property manager, but you're giving it up because
anyways, and then you're doing the work.
And you're doing all the work. That doesn't make sense.
No. Just give Duke a call.
Do we have a deal of the week in Eva Beach?
We do.
What's the address?
On Kilaha Street. It's A4. It's in Avalon.
What's the full address?
91652 Kilaha Street, A4.
A like an alpha. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse offering dual living spaces with private entries.
Living in one side and rent the other. Ideal for income potential or extended ohana living.
Recently renovated with vinyl plank flooring and split AC for year-round comfort.
Full bedroom and bathroom on the first floor for added flexibility.
Enjoy a fenced-in patio. Perfect for relaxing or entertaining.
Includes in-unit washer and dryer for everyday convenience.
And lastly, comes with 2 assigned parking stalls.
And it's located in a convenient Eva Beach location, close to beaches, parks, schools, shopping, and golf.
This is a rare opportunity to own a move-in ready home with income potential in a growing community. Don't miss out. That's our deal of the week in Eva Beach.
That's right, Eva Beach.
All right.
So I want to talk about career night. We have a Zoom career night coming up on Monday, May 5th at 6 o'clock. You can still sign up. Go to hawaiicareernight.com and just RSVP there.
You know what's cool about that career night is that you can do it on the Zoom. You know, we have become so accustomed to the convenience of Zoom that we realized we needed to do, like we have another in-person career night later on in the year, but we wanted to do a Zoom one right after the last one because we realized that
there was people that missed it because of traffic, work, sick, whatever.
Life.
Yeah. So or maybe they want to come again because they liked it so much.
So if you're at home and you're wearing your Pokemon bathrobe and your Pikachu slippers, you can be on the Zoom and you can get in on that. Oh, what are they going to talk about on this career night, Adrienne? What can people expect?
So they can learn about the time that it takes. They can learn about how much will it cost. And then also your income potential, depending on, what kind of role that you're interested in.
Now, the people that should be on this Zoom, let's say you already have, we'll start from the beginning. You don't have any sales background. You're pretty hungry. You're pretty motivated. You got you're always hustling. But you're just, where you're at right now currently is just not giving you the income.
Maybe you're in the wrong vehicle.
You're in the wrong vehicle. So that would be the ideal person. Another person would be maybe you're in the real estate school, you haven't finished yet, and you are preparing to pass the test, but you want to know what it's going to take to be a successful agent once you do have the license. And then the last one is you already have a license and you're in the business brand new but struggling.
Or you could be a seasoned agent and you're just tired of doing everything on your own and it's become a little bit too much. And we have had some very experienced agents come and partner up with us. So we've got a lot of different opportunities within our team.
So wherever you're at in the business, in the beginning stage, in the embryonic stage, in the highly seasoned. By the way, and we've had all these types of agents and all these type of applicants come. If you, hey, you know what? You're motivated. You want to go now. You can just go to jointeamlally.com. Again, that's jointeamlally.com. There is a multi-step process.
But it's fun.
It's fun and it's growth oriented. And I will tell you, even if you do not go into real estate, if you go through any part of our hiring process, I guarantee you it'll be of value, regardless of what the outcome is. And so I highly encourage you. And I'm just going to give you a heads up. We are testing you. Anybody can do an interview.
Every step along the way.
Anybody can do an interview and show up in your best, best behavior, P's and Q's and everything. And you can present well. But our multi-step hiring process is designed to see how you truly behave. And we're just looking for base traits and characteristics. You don't need to be the super salesperson because all of that mastery level of skills are learned and we will teach you. Oh, by the way, we have an $80K guarantee. Did I say $80K?
Yes, you did.
$80,000 guarantee in your first year or what?
We will write you a check for the difference.
Oh, my goodness. Who came up with that? Oh, yeah, we did.
We did.
Yeah, so there are going to be 15 things. And by the way, we put it in writing. 15 things you need to do and nothing super difficult. These are just your basic habits that you need to have to be successful. And by the way, achieving anything at a high level is going to require habits. James Clear wrote the book Atomic Habits, and here's what he said. We don't rise to our goals, but we do fall to our habits. That's what we're looking for. Do you have good habits in your life before you came to us?
And we have had agents that did half of the things on this list and made a lot more than $80,000.
And this is 20 years of doing this, working with a lot of agents, all kind of different backgrounds, all kind of different cultural differences, everything. We found that we do have the formula for you to be a top producing agent. We want to teach it to you, want to share it to you. So please come to
We have room for 8 more people.
Yeah, 8 more people.
8 more people is what we're looking for.
And we do have the leads, training, and coaching to support you in your success.
All right, I want to read out a review from Aaron Newell.
Yeah.
Team Lally was exceptionally helpful during the entire experience. This was my first time being on the seller's end of real estate, and it was nerve-wracking. Alicia explained how each part of the process worked and always gave advice in my best interest. She never pressured me one way or the other and let me decide which path forward I'd like to follow. Would recommend using Team Lally to anyone who is apprehensive about the selling process.
Thank you for that review. By the way, don't take our word for it that we're going to give you a high level of service. All you got to do is check us out on Google. We have, 700, what is it?
I think it's over 750
reviews. I guarantee you it's over 700, 5-star average reviews. Don't take our word for it. We're going to serve you at a high level. Just see what our clients have to say about us on Google. Hey, speaking of market updates, here's what we want to share with you. So it is April, and whenever we're in the month we are, the Honolulu Board of Realtors does an awesome job of coming up with market stats from the previous month. So would you guys like to know what happened March 2025 with the median sale price of condos and single-family homes? Adrienne, why don't you tell them about the single-family homes? What's going on there?
All right, so the median sale price, which means that half sold above and half sold below for Oahu single families, is $1,160,000. And that there was 206 home sales, which is down 10% year over year. So from last year, it's gone down. Less homes have sold year over year.
All right. So for condos, median sale price for condominiums here on Oahu is $500,000. They're extrapolating this information from 369 condo sales year over year.
Condo sales are up
7.3%. Here's some interesting statistics, though, with what's happening in the marketplace, because when you take a look at different factors, and by the way, these are what we're going to discuss in when we sit down with you to go over things, is we're going to talk about what's going on in the market. Because that's what you're hiring an agent to do, especially a professional agent. Not that the unprofessional agents are just like winging it or making it up. Well, maybe they are, but anyway.
It's about educating. And I think it goes back to the review from Aaron Newell, who he really appreciated being educated on what's actually happening in his specific neighborhood, building, or wherever. And then, we advise and he decides. And so it's just about educating on the market and then what is the best strategy moving forward.
So we ask a lot of questions. We figure out what your goals and priorities and needs are, and then we curate what the game plan is based on what market conditions are. Because here's the deal, Adrienne, do buyers come to us and say, oh, by the way, what's the bottom line net proceeds that the seller wants to make? Because I'm going to write my offer accordingly. Has a buyer ever said that?
Never. They don't care.
Buyers
do not care what you want to net.
So sellers, I get it. You want to tell us, hey, this is the amount of money that I want to net, or this is the number I need to have. That's great. But
if the market doesn't support it, then
it doesn't matter.
Then you know what we're going to say? Well, let's
stick a renter in it.
Let's put a tenant in there. We'll try again in a year or two.
Don't sell it. Stay where you're at. We're going to be honest with you. And sometimes our honest conversations are going to be uncomfortable, but you always want us to be honest. So here is more of the context of the median sale price of single-family homes and condos. And I'm going to read through this stuff, and then I'm going to stop with certain numbers to kind of expand upon it. The first quarter of 2025 ended with mixed results. Again, this is for first quarter and or the March report for Oahu. Results for Oahu housing market. But one clear trend was continued growth in inventory. Now, Adrienne, so in March, new listings rose significantly year over year, up 29.6%. That's almost a 30% increase for single-family homes, with 377 new listings, and up 29.9% for condos with 789. So what does that mean when inventory is rising?
Well, that means like what Colette was talking to us about was that we're just like collecting listings. So yes, you can go and sign people up to sell the home, but then what are you actually strategizing on to make sure that the home will sell? And, for us, we do talk about the pricing. Like no matter how great the marketing is or how great your home is, if the price is not in alignment, it doesn't matter. Like that pricing and being ahead of the market is super important.
So here's what that looks like again, because I want to be clear. When I say year over year, so in March of last year compared to March of this year, single family homes are up 29.6% in inventory. Condos are up 21.9%. So March of last year to March of this year.
A lot more homes.
We're
a lot of choices.
Comparing the active inventory also expanded across the island, reaching seven. Well, let me just give you the statistics. The active inventory for single family homes is up 33% overall from same time a year ago, and 54.2% respectively for condos. So that's really, really huge jumps in inventory. And what does that mean again, Adrienne?
That we're more shifting towards, I don't want to call it a buyer's market, but the buyers, you guys have a lot more negotiating power because you got options. Options equal that, that power. I'm going to move on to the other seller. Maybe they will give me what I want. And
let's give a big shout out to Trevor Brand, president of Honolulu Board of Realtors, because obviously he stepped up to be the volunteer in this position and then takes the time to put together these commentaries. So I want to share with you what he said. We continue to see a balanced, stable Oahu real estate market, said Trevor Ben, president of the Honolulu Board of Realtors. There are modest ups and downs in sales and median prices, but interest rates are playing a larger role in affordability than any single month's price point. As inventory builds and fewer properties move quickly, we're starting to see a shift in how homes are positioned and priced. All right.
Yep. All right. Well, was there anything else you wanted to touch on before we took a break?
Last thing again is I want to circle back to Phil Jones. Google Phil Jones, his book, What Exactly to Say. We've had a chance to see him at our Keller Williams convention, and then Colette, who just taught. So here's the deal. Here's a question for you out there looking for brokerages and where to hang your license. You got to ask yourself, what is the quality of the training that I can go to at the brokerage in-house and actually see an instructor? Well, we just had this training come out, and we were just there, and Colette is our operating principal, and she brought that training to us, and it's been super, super, super helpful for people in the sales industry. In fact, she had a handout, and on there were a couple of groups of questions that she had on there: rejection-free openings, perspective changers. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about rejection-free openings. Read the first one.
I'm not sure if it's for you, but
okay. And then after we read these, we're going to go take a break.
Yes.
But here's number 2. Are you to start, like literally when you get somebody on the phone? Are you open-minded? Mm-hmm. What's the next one?
Who do you know? Who do you know that I should know?
Yeah, because it takes the pressure off of that person you're speaking to directly, and it pushes it out to a less what do you call it? Demanding question by saying, "Who do you know?" And then the last one is opening fact question. So say something, state a fact, and then ask a question.
All right, so we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Michael Wong from the Laulima Giving Program.
Yep.
He'll be sharing what's new with their initiatives, how donor support makes a difference, and how businesses from airlines to clothing retailers can help lift up Hawaii's families in need.
So stay with us.
Tickets 107.9 playing the greatest music ever made. It's Mornings with Augie. Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left a rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrienne and Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrienne and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see these signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
Hey, Sean Hannity here with the only real estate team in your market that I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. You know, a lot of people may be thinking about selling their home, but they want to make sure they're getting the most money possible. What options do you have available to make selling a home easier?
Well, Sean, the biggest headache people have is not actually the selling of the home, but getting it ready for sale. The cleaning, the repairing, the decluttering. You know, 90% of painting a home is in the prep work, not in the actual painting, and it's not in the actual selling. Well, we got solutions.
That's right, Attilio. Here are the solutions. Our aspirin to the headache of prepping a home is our 10K for Upgrades program. That's where we do the project management of cleaning, repairing, and decluttering. That's how we make our sellers more money.
All right, thanks for keeping us up to date. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrienne, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today was born in Kona and raised on Oahu. Before stepping into the nonprofit world, he built a diverse career as an educator, coach, advertising professional, each role deepening his connection to Hawaii's communities and people who call it home.
Now, as the business development specialist for the Laulima Giving Program, he's focused on supporting keiki, kapuna, and families across the islands through initiatives like Back to School drives, Adopt a Family, and the annual Laulima Telethon. Please welcome back Michael Wong.
Aloha. Wow, what a great introduction. You guys know how to bring it.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great person, so you made it very easy for us, Michael.
Yeah.
So
we just told the truth.
yes. And I'm
So my check must have cleared then.
All right.
I'm sure there's so much more. I mean, but we are limited on our time of our radio show.
Yeah. So, Michael, let's just get to it. What is tell us what is the Laulima Giving Program?
The Laulima Giving Program is a community-based arm of Kekiʻokaʻaina. When Momi started Kekiʻokaʻaina back in 1996, she wanted a way for the community to bless other people within the community. Yeah. And that's how the Laulima, it used to be called Lokahi, but now the name has changed to Laulima Giving Program.
Yeah, Kekiʻokaʻaina, my first two kids, actually, no, I think all of them participated in Kekiʻokaʻaina, so that brings back some good memories.
And then,
yes. I can't tell you how many times I hear that story, Attilio.
Yeah.
And then my teens went through, they had some kind of a teen program.
Yes.
That,
Love notes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So all sorts of wonderful things that you
They
guys
got
are doing
gift cards
within
for
the
that.
community. They did. You got to motivate the teens.
Yeah. They're like, where's my gift card?
Have my gift card.
Sounds like a senior citizen. I'm here for the pack of cigarettes. So what do we got to listen to? No. Adrienne, you had another question?
So, I mean, this is a community-driven program. So how does the community or donors support your program?
Yeah.
That's a great question. My job is to address businesses in the local community on all the islands, asking for their support. The neat thing about this is God has been so active in my life in education and in media sales. So I know a lot of the businesses because I used to sell air to them. And I get to go out to them and share the opportunity for them to let the local communities know we not only sell to you, but we support the people who live in the community too. So it's a good hand-in-hand type of cooperation.
I think you guys, I was watching on the YouTube, do you know Mr. Beast? I don't even know if you would know who Mr. Beast is on YouTube. He's like the most watched guy. He'll like blow up a jet or something like that. But his last video was awesome. It said, watch this video and we'll feed a child.
Oh,
and
love that.
Oh.
You go online to YouTube. I'm promoting it. I posted it on my LinkedIn because this is why I love this kid. He's been doing YouTube videos since he was like 12. And has a whole bunch of offshoots like food line and candy bars and all of that. But what he did on this last video, he literally went into communities in Ghana and built farms, bought him a truck. But more importantly, so I think you guys should reach out to Mr. Beast to come support the Laulima Giving Program. But if you want to be the Mr. You know what? If your company wants to be the Mr. Beast of Oahu and go do some fundraising or support for the Laulima Giving Program, I think it's and correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, you mentioned this in before. You guys kind of help families that are in that gap.
That in between.
Yeah, tell our listeners what does that mean, in the gap?
The people who make too much to receive federal assistance, but don't make enough, and they live paycheck to paycheck, and when something hits, like a cancer treatment or an injury or an illness, they fall short and they fall into this dip. Yeah. What we do is we listen for those people, and we have caseworkers across the state who know of these people, and they write a referral. And what we do is my job is to get the sponsors to reach out to them. And KHON, our media partner, is awesome at doing that. They put vignettes on TV, and people see the stories, and they go, oh, that used to be us. Let's help that family. Yeah. So it's a really good partnership, again, with media, with the local community, all spearheaded from Momi, who had a heart to make sure that every child had at least one new present at Christmas.
I think that's
there, and now it continues through the whole year.
I think it's important because I've listened to a podcast of psychologists and therapists studying, the very unfortunate bottom of the society where you're completely homeless, and they call it like a poverty spiral. And when you're in a poverty spiral, it's really hard to get out of that, where you're buying toilet paper at 7-Eleven versus at Costco because you just need to get enough to get by. And it's hard to save and get yourself out of that hole. So if you guys can keep them from that poverty spiral,
or get them out of the spiral.
Well, and it doesn't take as much money, and you can help more people. Whereas somebody that's way, way, way down, I'm not saying don't help the people way at the down part, but it takes a lot of time and energy to help those people, which they are receiving help, but you're trying to keep them from going there. Yeah.
Exactly. We want people to know that they're not alone. There is help.
Yeah.
We're still supporting the families in Lahaina. We're not going away. That's going to stay in our hearts for as long as it takes.
Yeah.
And we even have people who are building mini homes.
Oh, wow.
In Lahaina, on Oahu here. In fact, the president of our board, who was the main contractor for the build here for Extreme Makeover Home Edition, he's now on our board, and he's one of those people who just says, you know what, let's not stand around. Let's gather resources and let's build homes for people. So the movement has really grown to give people hope.
Yes.
So, Michael, if we have some listeners that, like this is speaking to them, they're in that gap, how can they get involved or get support or services from the Laulima Giving Program?
Well, that's a great question. One of the things that we do is we vet every family or person who is asking for a Laulima. So the people cannot ask directly to us.
Okay.
They would have
Yeah.
a church, to an agency, to a pastor or a teacher who knows of an advocate, very good, who knows of their situation, and they reach out to us at laulima@coca.org, and then I send them the referral fill out form, and they send it back, and then we vet that person, and then we go to work to see if we can help and how we can help.
All right, so let's go through the different, let's call them business categories, and then we'll say the business category, and then you can say how specifically can that business category support the Laulima Giving Program. So automotive, what about that one?
Well, we have a couple of standouts. JN Auto Group has been by our side. Aloha Kia has been by our side for years and years, so we're appreciative to them. But automotive can either make a donation per vehicle that they sell every month and send us a check for that, or they can make a one-time donation throughout the year. Cash is king for us.
Yeah.
If we can buy things for people, Hawaii, we didn't have a lot of space to store beds and all these other kind of household items. And so cash is very useful. What we do is we spend very frugally to make sure we get the best deal and we can still support the people who need help.
Michael, what if you have a working vehicle that you just would like to donate?
Then you can sell them and give the money to
but do you guys take the working vehicles for families that maybe have fallen short, or is like you want the money versus the working vehicle?
I like Attilio's suggestion. That's a great idea.
The money! You guys know that movie? Remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that, but only because we don't have a lot of people.
Yeah.
In fact, you're speaking to the only person in the Laulima Giving Program. Everybody else has got other responsibilities. So the quickest thing would be for them to sell it, and then donate, and of course receive the tax donation.
Okay.
Well, here's what I would say, that you guys can give them a nice plaque. They can go up on that wall, with all their awards. Thank you to whatever, the Ava Beach, Little League, and they can put that up there. But I will tell you, consumers love that stuff. When they go in there, it helps them make a buy decision. So give us the two people. Give us the two automotive groups that are supporting you so that we create pressure for the other ones. So what's the two that are supporting?
Aloha Kia.
Aloha Kia.
And JN Auto Group.
JN Auto Group. Way to go. I know JN Auto Group. They got all kinds. So, Servco with the Lexus, Chevy, Subaru.
BMW.
I used to work there. That's why I know what they have. Mercedes, BMW. All you guys, come on.
All right. Now, how about this hotel and resort?
Hotel and resort.
Oh, we are blessed to have Kahala Hotel and Resort.
Way to go.
Amazing sponsors. We are having, they have given us a $10,000 room to use for our telethon on December 11th on Thursday. And they do that every year. They do a Christmas tree that they decorate in their lobby. We deliver them ornaments that have the gender, the age, and a suggested gift for that person. And the employees there take one of those, they buy it, they bring it back, and it's been growing. It's almost 100 gifts that they donate. All
right. So you know what? We're gonna book in the island of Oahu. You got the Kahala Resort. Well, hello, Four Seasons.
And Aulani.
We need you guys with the trees out there and all the other hotels between those two. You guys gotta bring it. Hawaii Prince, I don't know, Hilton, whatever, all these different brands, DoubleTree, all of you guys, even Holiday Inn Express. You can put one small tree in the lobby, small kind of tree.
Yeah.
Next one up is what?
The clothing.
Clothing.
How about that?
Clothing. Our people need clothes. There's a lot of times that they have no clothes.
Yeah.
We helped Kaimakee High School 2 years ago.
Nice.
We found out that many of the students there wear the same clothes throughout the entire week.
Oh, wow.
That's all they have.
Yeah.
And so we had Century 21 Pacific Properties spend $20,000 in clothes and food and school supplies as they help Kaimakee High School.
Nice.
That's the kind of connection we've been enjoying with people who are hurting, and people who say, "I'll help. Let me help." Yes.
How about Ross? I think Ross, Dress for Less. You guys should all that extra
stuff.
All those 40-foot containers that you guys get.
We would love to develop a relationship with Ross. We haven't at this point. But thanks to you two, I think we have an
we're getting the word out. All these people, we know they listen to the show, and if you guys, you business owners, and you presidents and you operations people, if you think we're trying to guilt trip you into donating to the Laulima Giving Program, that's exactly what we're trying to do. By the way, and seriously, when you have a corporate organization that participates in giving back to the community, it helps with retention.
That's right.
It helps with decisions with clients to make decisions with you. What's the other one, Adrienne?
And then what about food?
Food.
Food is a mainstay. A lot of people don't have the food. In fact, we just went to a poverty simulation exercise out in Waianae.
Yeah.
And it was amazing for you to think of what you would have to go through if you had no money, had no resources.
Yeah.
They were going to shut down your lights. They were going to repo your house. And it was amazing. It was kind of frightening to go through. What do I do next? Where do I go? And it was a situation that we want to raise our hand and say, if you truly need, we will truly help.
Gotcha. And then, hey, local people, you love your food, so maybe the restaurants should say, hey, for the rest of the year, we're going to give away so many per meal to Laulima, and then all these people are going to be like, you know what? I already going L&L. What's his name? Mr. Flores. Mr. Flores. How about all the L&L barbecues for every chicken katsu? You're going to give one piece of chicken. No. You're not going to give one piece of chicken katsu. You're going to give a part of the chicken katsu meal to the Laulima Giving Project. So, all right.
That would be awesome. What a great idea. Great idea.
And Chick-fil-A and Cane's. I see us crazy local people, the line, like 10 o'clock at night, the line is still going.
And you know what? We might know the owner of the Sonic.
Yeah.
Coming soon to Kapolei. Maybe Sonic would be.
Sonic is coming?
Yeah,
Sonic,
Kapolei.
yes, they're coming.
I love Sonic.
Yes, we are excited.
Right.
So if you guys all looking forward to sitting in your car and having somebody bring a meal to you on roller skates, I don't know if they're still on the roller skates, but Sonic is coming to
these
Kapolei.
categories that we mentioned, we also accept gift cards. Gift cards use cash incentives for our telethon.
Yeah.
And so the people will call and they say, I'd like to make a donation of $100. We say, well, thank you so much for that. How about a $50 donation to people like Big City Diner? Have been
nice.
Lane has been an amazing supporter of Laulima Giving Program.
Big City Diner?
It's not an easy job to own a restaurant. Big City Diner, yes.
Go support them. I don't know what time of the year it is, but we always used to go and do secretary? I don't even know. Administrative assistant.
Yes.
Oh, we can't say secretary anymore. That's the name of that horse that would win the race. But no, that was secretariat. But it's administrative assistants. They
do an event.
They do a really good job with that. So go out and support.
Absolutely.
And then transportation. What about transportation?
Transportation. We had a situation where I met a lady at one of our back to school drives in Kapolei Walmart.
Yeah.
And she told me, you know what, we have some peaches that came in and the people canceled the order. Would you like some peaches? And I thought, oh, okay, some nice canned peaches, and we'll figure out a way.
Yeah.
We went there and they gave us 2 pallets.
Two
pallets.
It's a lot.
Of fresh peaches
that
best you've ever tasted. So what we did is we brought them all back here. They didn't fit in my car, so I got the van, went out there and loaded it up to 3 trips to make it happen.
Wow.
And we delivered them to families who didn't have any food.
Nice.
And here they are eating top-of-the-line peaches, a whole tray of them, and that was what a blessing. But those are people that we meet, just like you. You know what we do the same together?
Yeah.
We talk to people.
Yeah.
You talk to people. I talk to people. And, there's people who can help big,
And there's people who can help not so big, but it's all a group effort.
I think that goes back. In the beginning of our show, we talked about some great questions, and one of those questions is, who do you know that I should know?
Yeah, so going out to our listeners, who do you know that we should know that can be helping? By the way, this is Michael Wong with the Laulima Giving Program. This is a program that helps our community. You guys are
people that are in that gap.
People in that gap. And then how about the airlines? We get one super bigger airline now because Alaska merged with Hawaiian. So Alaska Airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, the guy on the Alaska Airlines tail, he's now dating the Hawaiian girl with the hibiscus. They had a union, they merged, and they're feeling very generous right now in their airline.
I like that.
Airline merger romance, and so they want to make big donations. What can the airlines do?
Daniel Chun from Alaska Airlines has been an amazing supporter with us.
Oh, thank you.
With the merger going on, they kind of had to slow that down. So hopefully they come back, and Hawaiian comes back with us. So that's we can use airline vouchers. And Alaska gave us, check this out, airline tickets to anywhere Alaska flies. That's huge.
Yeah.
Because if somebody needs transportation to get cancer treatment that's not offered here in Hawaii, they can go to mainland. Alaska sends them. I mean, those are the kind of things in the partnerships that would be amazing.
Yeah. Last one is the schools. What can the schools do to support the Laulima Giving Program?
We have a couple of schools. Mai Elementary School.
Yeah.
We have schools like Keoneula Elementary, Ho'okele Elementary, Aliamano Middle School. These schools put together a Laulima Day. They'll have entertainment. They'll bring all the classes together.
Yeah.
And each student will either bring an unwrapped new toy or personal hygiene, toothbrush, too. It doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
But when they come together, we collect probably 40 bags, large bags of donations from these schools. And what it is the teachers are teaching the students the joy of giving.
Yeah.
And that's done throughout the year, or is there a certain time of year that this is held?
Once in probably between right around Thanksgiving time, at the beginning of December. Just when that's the high season for gift giving. Yeah.
Now, I mean, you're talking about the high season for this awareness and gift giving, but people need help all year round.
What's the low season?
Absolutely, Adrienne, absolutely.
So, what kind of events or programs or pushes happen in those other times of the year?
So this summer, June and July, we are partnering with Walmart again. They've been very kind. So it's only on Oahu. And then also Fisher Hawaii is joining us.
Oh, nice.
We are so excited about that. So the two of them, we're going to be at events at their place. We're going to sell things online where people can buy school supplies, just go on their computer, buy it, send it to us, and we will inventory it. And then we take them out to the Title I schools, the ones with high percentages of low income, and students who don't have the right amount of school supplies. It's hard for them to be successful, and we want them to be successful.
Yep. And then last one here is, what are your guys' goals for 2025? We're through the first quarter? So we got 3 quarters of the year to go?
That's a great question. Last year, we and though COVID, people are so generous here. So last year we were almost 400,000. So this year in cash and in-kind donations, household supplies, gift cards, staycations, restaurant vouchers, spa vouchers. We'd love to surpass 500 this year. My goal, from my lips to God's ears, to do $1 million a year.
Cool.
Because there's so much need out there. When one person gets taken care of, 4 or 5 other ones pop up. There's such a depth of need out here in the island.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Now, Michael, we are approaching the end of our show.
Yes.
So if there is anything that we did not get to touch on that you want our listeners to know about, let's talk about that now.
Now is the time.
Or maybe even, a success story. People love stories. So either way.
Yeah.
Good. That's a great close. LaulimaGivingProgram.org is our website. LaulimaGivingProgram.org, one word.
Okay.
If you like success stories, and Adrienne, you're exactly right. We love success stories. Go to our media partner, KHON
KHON2.com/Laulima.
Yeah.
You'll see stories, you'll see videos, you'll see how the people that we've helped, the people that we reach out to, KHON2.com/Laulima.
Yeah. Bring the tissue because you're going to cry. And then why are you crying? Why are you crying? Open up your checkbook. And you'll be like, we did tears all in the memo section. Laulima giving.
Yes.
Program.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Well,
hey, listen, God bless you and your Ohana and your real estate company.
Oh, thank you so much.
You really have a heart for people, and it shows.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate you being on and always bringing value and all that you do in the community.
And I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Hana-ho.
All right.
God bless you both. Aloha.
Aloha.
So again, that's Michael Wong with the Laulima Giving Program. We will have links in, in the comment section there.
Yeah.
If you want to contact them and donate.
All right. So speaking of donating, maybe you want to donate your brain to sales research. All you got to do is go to jointeamlally.com to start our hiring process. We are looking for 8 more superstars to come join on our team. No experience necessary. You just got to have the right attitude. And don't trust me, we're going to test for it. We also have a career night coming up for you people.
May 5th. Yep.
You people all at home in your bathrobes.
On the Cinco de Mayo career
on the
night.
Cinco de Mayo. So don't have too many tequila shots and Coronas before you come on the Zoom, or just keep your camera off and watch your notifications in the chat. But we're going to be Zooming.
Yes.
Zooming. All you got to do is go to HawaiiCareerNight.com. By the way, you have any recommendations on how to make a strong offer in today's housing market, Adrienne?
Well, don't lowball too much.
Don't lowball on the price.
Too much on the price.
You know, that's what I tell buyers. It's like, hey, the home's been on the market for like 3 days.
Don't do that.
If you were a seller, are you going to want to look at an offer or even think about an offer that's like 20% below you're asking?
No, but if the home was on the market like 300 days, then that's a completely different story.
So if you're a seller and your home is sitting, we always say the same thing. Keep an eye on your days on market. Speaking of which, it's the end of the show.
Well, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paint Works.
Ampy with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Rhino with Hawaii Unified.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
Kyle of Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape LLC. If you want to get a
Benji with Hawaii Referral Agents.
Almost forgot about Benji. If you want to go to find out any more about our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
And Sheen, our video producer. Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.